So the next topic that we would like okay. So actually, the next topic that we would like discuss today is about the debatable and non-debatable claims. So what are these actually? As I mentioned before in my very first introduction of this course, jadi tadi di awal udah saya sebutkan bahwa ketika kita membuat suatu paragraf itu kan biasanya kita bingung kan, apa sebenarnya yang perlu kita sampaikan pertama kali kayak gitu. So how to establish our arguments. So this is about the establishing the arguments. Dan kita punya yang namanya debatable and non-debatable claims. So actually, maybe most of you or maybe all of you actually recognize this. However, you don't know that those are debatable claims and those are non-debatable claims. So an argumentative or persuasive piece of writing must begin with a debatable thesis or claim. In other words, the thesis must be something that people could reasonably have differing opinions on. If your thesis is something that is generally agreed upon or accepted as fact, then there is no reason to try to persuade people. Jadi sebenarnya kalau kita pengen bikin suatu kalimat yang baik ya gitu ya, jadi kita perlu membuat atau memutuskan kalimat yang debatable. Jadi yang bisa didebat sama orang lain. Contohnya seperti ini. Tapi ini contoh dari non-debatable thesis statement. Pollution is bad for the environment. So if we share this sentence to the world, I think most of them, or maybe 100% of people in the world, will agree with this sentence. So this is non-debatable claim. Yeah, not debatable. First, the word pollution implies that something is bad or negative in some way. And furthermore, all studies agree that pollution is a problem. Jadi semua studies agree kalau polusi itu adalah suatu permasalahan. They simply disagree on the impact it will have or the scope of the problem. No one could reasonably argue that pollution is unambiguously good. Jadi pasti nggak ada yang berpendapat bahwa polusi itu ada sesuatu yang baik. That's why this is not debatable claim. This is the example of a debatable thesis or claim. At least 25% of the federal budget should be spent on limiting pollution. This is example of debatable thesis because reasonable people could disagree with it. Jadi dengan kalimat ini sebenarnya banyak orang atau beberapa orang pasti akan disagree. Some people might think that this is how we should spend the nation's money. Others might feel that we should be spending more money on education. Jadi beberapa orang kan setuju kalau misalnya negara ngeluarin duit cuman buat mengurangi polusi. Tapi beberapa lebih setuju kalau misalnya duit negara dihabiskan untuk pendidikan. Still others could agree that corporation, not the government, should be paying to limit pollution. This is the example also debatable thesis statement. America's anti-pollution efforts should focus on privately owned cars. Jadi biasanya misalnya kita pengen memiliki kendaraan pribadi, itu pasti bisa menjadi sesuatu yang debatable. Ada yang setuju, ada yang enggak. Okay, this is the example also about the football team. A premise should contain a statement that is believed to be true by the person proposing it. Such statement might be like Manchester United is the best British football team. This statement contains two main points, best and British. By what objective measure is Manchester United the best football team? Jadi mungkin pasti banyak yang agree, pasti banyak yang disagree kayak gitu kan, bahwa MU adalah British football team the best. Are we counting the number of trophies? Jadi sebenarnya kenapa bisa disebut the best di sini? Apakah kita menghitung dari jumlah trofi yang diperoleh? Their Premier League titles? What time frame are we using? Jadi kapan best ini akan terjadi? Apakah kita hanya menghitung dari 2000 sampai 2010 atau dari 2010 sampai 2020? This is not still not exact in here in the sentence that MU is the best British football team. And then looking at the British point means that we are now comparing Manchester United with teams in the Scottish, also British Premier League. So the original statement would appear to be true if it is not analyzed critically. But the inclusion of the 2 points in the statement open up the statement to debate. No one would argue with Manchester United is a football team. Jadi pasti nggak ada orang yang nggak setuju kalau MU adalah tim sepak bola gitu kan. Tetapi the point best makes the statement highly debatable. Jadi kalau misalnya kita menggelontorkan sesuatu ya di sosial media, misalnya Manchester United is a football team, berarti semuanya kan setuju. Oh iya, yeah, that's right. Tapi kalau misalnya kita bilang ke medsos, ke orang-orang bahwa Manchester United is the best British football team, I think it is highly debatable. Pasti akan didebat banyak orang kayak gitu. Pasti mereka akan memiliki point of view why, and why. Seperti itu. That's the simple example of debatable claim that we can use for our paragraph later. Okay, which of the following claims are debatable and which are not debatable? What do you think? Computers and automation increase unemployment. Is it debatable or non-debatable? Computers and automation increase unemployment. So for the first example, I think this is the debatable. Because I think most of us have different kind of point of view, different perspective, so we can debate this sentence. Maybe the unemployment can increase not because the computers, but maybe the other factors. Jadi bisa jadi unemployment itu bisa tinggi dikarenakan bukan karena komputer atau automation, tapi bisa jadi karena faktor lain, misalnya education level dan lain-lain. And then smoking is harmful to people's health. So this is like, ini adalah suatu kayak fakta gitu kan. So this is like non-debatable. So I think it is very easy to distinguish between debatable and non-debatable. If it is like a fact or phenomenon, I think it is not non-debatable, and all of people will argue that it is true. Plants produce oxygen that the world needs to sustain life. So I think this is about the fact, about the science. So this is non-debatable. Australia has some of the most venomous snakes in the world. Because this is like some of the most venomous snakes, I think this is true. So this is non-debatable also. And then a good education is necessary for a successful and happy life. So this is non-debatable. Debatable. Because if we want to be a successful or happy in our life, I think it's not only the factor of good education. Maybe it's the factor of the other elements, maybe family, maybe money, maybe the others. So I think this debatable sentence that we can distinguish here. Okay, the other example, flood disaster in Jakarta can be solved by canalization. This is debatable because maybe some of us will disagree with this, and we can propose other solutions. And then to design waterworks, engineers need rainfall analysis in the early stage of calculations. So I think this is like method atau or procedure. Jadi kalau misalnya itu suatu metode atau prosedur, biasanya itu adalah sesuatu yang non-debatable, nggak bisa didebat. Karena ya gitu, prosedur buat desain bangunan air, kita perlu analisis hidrologi terlebih dahulu. Karena itu suatu metode. Kemudian water contamination on lakes can be reduced by phytoremediation. I think it depends on the context. Actually, water contamination can be reduced. I think it's non-debatable because some of research results argue that phytoremediation here can highly reduce the water contamination on lakes or maybe in water bodies. So phytoremediation is like constructed wetland. If you know, or you can Google in your web laptop, constructed wetland. Bentuknya seperti apa? Jadi kayak suatu wetland kayak terapung gitu, isinya tanaman yang di yang dialirkan atau yang ada di atas permukaan air biasanya. Itu bisa mereduce water contamination kayak gitu. Okay, that's about the debatable versus non-debatable claim. So hopefully from this explanation you can distinguish about the difference, the debatable and non-debatable claims. So if there are some cases that we may face in the following week, hopefully you can choose what is the debatable claim, what is the non-debatable claim. Okay, after that, after we can decide the debatable claim and non-debatable claim, we should need to, the thesis needs to be narrow. Although the scope of your paper might seem overwhelming at the start, generally the narrower the thesis, the more effective your argument will be. Your thesis or claim must be supported by evidence, and the broader your claim is, the more evidence you will need to convince readers that your position is right. Jadi kalau misalnya kita bikin klaim yang terlalu luas, itu kita perlu banyak referensi yang perlu kita jadiin bukti ya, jadiin evidence di sini. Tapi kalau misalnya kita tesis kita itu semakin menyempit ya gitu, itu referensi kita semakin sedikit. Gambarnya seperti ini. We would like to solve flood disaster. Flood disaster kan general kan, jadi kita perlu banyak referensi. Tapi kalau misalnya flood disaster in Jakarta, I think itu lebih sempit lagi. Apalagi kalau misalnya flood disaster in Jakarta, kemudian yang structural mitigation, itu lebih sempit lagi. That's why for construct your paragraph, I think you should need the thesis needs to be narrow, and it is preferred to be debatable claim. Debatable claim. Now, there are actually types of claims that we can use in our article. The first is about the claims or fact or definition. So these claims argue about what the definition of something is or whether something is a settled fact. Example, while some pundits have framed a 4-year college education as something necessary for adult success, this notion should not be treated as a given. So this is like about the fact or definition. Pundits for adult success. And then claims of cause and effect. Federal students' loan policies have contributed to widespread growth in college tuition. So this is the cause. The cause is federal student loan policies, and the effect is about the widespread growth in college tuition. The third is about the claims about value. These are claims made of what something is worth, whether we value it or not, how we would rate or categorize something. For example, the student debt crisis is one of the most serious problems facing the country today. So it's about the value of the student debt crisis. And then the last claim is about the solutions or policies. So these are claims that argue for or against a certain solution or policy approach to a problem. For example, rather than encouraging all students to attend 4-year college, we should instead emphasize the validity of 2-year college, technical schools, and trade schools as well. Jadi solution ya. Jadi misalnya seperti ini. Rather than just focusing on structural mitigation, I think the government should focus also in non-structural mitigation like implementation of the green infrastructure. Kurang lebih seperti itu. Jadi kita lebih melakukan claim solution or policies. Jadi misalnya rather than structural mitigation, the government should focus on non-structural or green infrastructure. This is the claim. Dan dari klaim ini kita bisa, we can assess that this is debatable. Karena bisa jadi nggak cuman ini aja loh ternyata yang bisa untuk diklaim sama government kayak gitu. Kurang lebih seperti itu. Okay, the reference are from here, the Elsevier presentation by Anthony Newman, and then the website from Binus and Purdue. Okay, I think we still have like 5 minutes. Maybe any question about the structure of the paper organization and the type of claims? So actually this is the introduction only for the debatable and non-debatable claims. After this, we will try to construct a paragraph after we familiar with this debatable and non-debatable claims. So it's just only the beginning of our paragraph construction. Maybe any questions from the organization structure of the manuscript or article, and then the debatable or non-debatable claims?